Hello and welcome back to George's Gaming Guide. I'm Breaking Dad, and today I'm doing one of the LEGO Icon sets, which came out in March this year. So following on from the Mercedes I did 2 weeks ago, today we've got the McLaren MP4-4 and the Ayrton Senna. So this looks fantastic, to be honest. I think it's going to look great on the shelf. The set number is 10330. It comes with 693 pieces, so it's not a big set. But I think the details look really good. It's actually based on the 1988 McLaren, which is thought of as being one of the best Formula One cars in the history of the sport. So it's pretty much a real big icon. Now it's got loads of features on this. It's got working steering, rod suspension. It's got adjustable rear wing, slick tyres, mirrors, a gear stick, and a V6 turbocharged engine, which you can actually take the cover off to have a look at. So as well as the car, which is the classic, you get Ayrton Senna. And for anyone that doesn't know Ayrton Senna, or maybe you're not into the sport or anything, Ayrton Senna was actually 34 years old when he died. So he was born in 1960, died in 1994. And he wasn't racing this car, it was racing for Williams. It was against Michael Schumacher. He was actually leading Michael Schumacher, and on the sixth lap of the race, something fell on his car and he went crashing into a wall about 135 miles an hour. And the wheel actually came off and hit his helmet. That's what killed him. And since then, they've had tethers on the wheels. And it was 21 years after he passed away that we had the next accident where someone was killed, unfortunately, in a Formula One car, which wasn't for the same reason, but it really improved the safety of Formula One. The minifigure itself actually comes on a little podium with a little trophy and his iconic helmet, and it's got a quote that he's done with a picture of him and his signature and the Senna S that sort of got part of his signature. And I think it just looks really, really good. So if we have a quick look at the back, just a few extra shots, you can see that the steering wheel works. You've got the turbo engine. It's got the slick tyres. I say it's not that many pieces, but it's a reasonable size set. It's 32 centimetres long, which is about 12.5 inches. 12 centimetres or 5 inches high, and 17 centimetres or 6.5 inches wide. So it's a reasonable size set. I just love this. I say it's so good to get something that's so iconic. And I think it's going to look great with the rest of the Formula One cars. So let's go on with the review. So here we have the finished set, and I think this is fantastic actually. We'll start off with a minifigure, and this is such a strong start to this set. So we have Ayrton Senna, and the printing on his overall is really, really nice. Prints all the way around, got lots of the sponsorships on. It does a good representation of him, I suppose. The hair could be better, but overall it's a really nice minifigure. And he's got his iconic helmet, so again the printing on the helmet is amazing. It looks a lot like the helmet he would have been wearing at the time, and it's got his S symbol on it, and the sort of Brazilian colours of the yellow and green on there, and it's just, it's fantastic. I love this, and his little trophy. It does have the plaque on the front, so it's got the sort of the grayscale picture of Ayrton Senna. It says, no matter what your dream is, you have to dedicate yourself entirely to it. And it's got his signature at the bottom of it as well, so I'm not sure how clear that's going to be. But this is an amazing start to this set. I think that's a fantastic little minifigure. And then we come onto the iconic car. Now, I know LEGO probably didn't do this because it's tobacco, but this was called the Honda Marlboro McLaren. And it's a shame that they haven't got the Marlboro livery on it because that's what it was in that season. Now I understand why they haven't, because I say it's tobacco advertising, but that's what this car was. Yeah, that's the only thing for me that's missing from this. But despite it not having that, this is a fantastic looking car. So they've replaced a couple of the Marlboro ones with McLaren. So it's not a problem. I think it's for nowadays. I understand why they've done it. But compared to the Mercedes that you hopefully saw a couple of weeks ago, this shows how simple and pure racing these cars were. So if you look at the front wing, on the Mercedes you've got several layers and they've got all the channels that the air goes down. This was literally a single wing, plate wing with end panels, and it just shows how the complexity is really improved over the year, or got more complex over the years, and the aerodynamics have improved. Because on this, it would have been a bit more like a rally car compared to current Formula One cars, but it's amazing. I love the way that they've represented that, and the rear wing as well. It does have it moving, but I think that's just so you can actually show the different angles they could have, so you could change the amount of downforce you have in the race. There's no such thing as DRS on these cars, so I'll just leave it in its in the most sort of the one that's give you the most downforce. I'll say right at the moment. And then we'll come down the chassis. So the only thing I don't like about this is, and this was the same, I think I mentioned it on the Avengers helicarrier. So they're printed white, and when they print white, it's not white. So this should have either been a sticker, which I hate the fact I'm saying it should have been a sticker, or they need to sort out the printing that they do on the pieces so that white is actually white. Because I mean, you can clearly see it goes from white to a grey, which is a shame. Would have been nice if it's the same colour all the way through. Then you go down to the sort of the cockpit area, so these are the proper windscreens rather than just this jagged bit that they have on it now. The wing mirrors would have been a fraction of these size on the actual car, but I understand they couldn't really go any smaller. You have a proper steering wheel, and with these cars you'd have had a handbrake and a clutch, which again you don't have nowadays, all on the steering wheel. But yeah, there was a physical gear lever as well. So it's in terms of driving. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the drivers now have it easier, but because they have so many things on the steering wheel they need to do. But this was more like a road car in terms of all the controls you had. And I think it's nice that they've picked this to sort of represent that. And I say the shape and the colours going down, I think is fantastic. I think it's really, really, really nice. It can come off the stand. It's only on a couple of pegs, but I'll leave it on the stand for now. There's not really anything to see underneath. It's just basically a plain bottom on this. And I say there's a few stickers. It wasn't too many. I think there's about 10, 11 stickers. Yeah, again, it's just for the liveries. There were printed parts in this. So overall, I'm really, really impressed by this. Does have a little plaque on the front, and again, this shows why this car was chosen, because of the dominance of this car. It does actually state on here there were 16 races that season, so a lot less than what they currently have, and it won and was pole position in 15 of those races. And it had two amazing drivers. So this is the Ayrton Senna one. Alain Prost was already also driving one of these cars, and the two of them, it was such a good rivalry. Sort of takes me back to the sort of Rosberg Hamilton, when they were both sort of really fighting each other in the Mercedes. It was very nip and tuck between the two drivers. So absolutely amazing. Controversies as always, it's with accidents and so on during the years, but this is, I just love this set. And I don't know, there's a lot else to say. I think as a collector's piece, this is really, really nice. I think it's going to look great on the shelf. As always, being white, it's going to be bit harder to make sure it stays its colour. You know, if you can put it in a cabinet or anything that's UV protected, great. Or just try and keep it out of direct sunlight to try and protect the white colour on it. But that's just what it is. Does have slick tyres, and these were pretty much they came with the inserts already in, so the tyres were quite simple. And I just love it. I think it just works. So yeah, so definitely recommend, if you're a Formula 1 fan, get this alongside the Mercedes, definitely. So yeah, thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this, and we'll speak to you very soon. I'd love to know your comments, what you thought about the McLaren Ayrton Senna set. I think it's fantastic myself. Please give me a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to George's channel. And watch out for next week's video, which is going to be the Jake Sully with his avatar brickhead set.